Are you still not sure which neighborhoods are best for you when considering your move to the San Fernando Valley?
Out in Southern California's beautiful San Fernando Valley.
Or as we call it, the Valley. Well, don't worry, in this video I've got you covered because I'm going to go over some of the more popular neighborhoods in the western part of the San Fernando Valley. Now, when I say the western part, I'm going to say west of the 405 freeway. If you're interested in the eastern part of the San Fernando Valley, you will look for our other video when we'll go over some of the more popular neighborhoods east of the 405 freeway. Now, if you've seen other videos or if you're aware, the San Fernando Valley is huge. We've got about 300 square miles, covers a large swath of the Los Angeles area, located in the northern western part of the Los Angeles County. And we have about 2 million people that reside in the valley. So it is a tough decision on where to move and figure out what is best for you and your lifestyle, your family, whatever it is that you're looking for. So we're gonna jump right into it. Now, these are in no particular order, or they're just based off of what we see popularity as far as people moving and the trends where people are moving to. Okay, we're gonna get into our first neighborhood, which is Encino. Now, I may be a little biased here because I own a house in Encino and absolutely love it.
No, I grew up in Encino.
Now, to give you an idea of where Encino is located, to the east of Encino, you have Sherman Oaks, 405 freeway. To the west, you have Tarzana. To the north, you have neighborhoods like Reseda and Lake Balboa. To the south, you have the Santa Monica Mountains, bordering by the Mulholland Drive is kind of the cutoff before you drop into the West Los Angeles area. Now, why is Encino so popular? Why did I choose to move here myself? One is location. Now, Encino is located pretty much at the connection of the 405 freeway and the 101 freeway, which are the major freeway systems that can take you anywhere throughout Los Angeles for the most part. You can head east into downtown Los Angeles. You could head south all the way into the west side of Los Angeles. And then the 405 and the 101 will also take you to other parts of the valley. So location-wise, it's fantastic because you're kind of in the middle of the valley and you can reach all parts of Los Angeles. Now, it's important because if you've seen any of the other videos or heard through the grapevine, Los Angeles is notorious for our traffic and congestion. So being close to those major thoroughfares, major arteries, makes the commute a little bit more easier to get through and just a shorter drive because you're already at those main junctions. You don't have to drive to those freeways. Now, as far as getting to the west side, you can also use cut-throughs through the hills of the Santa Monica Mountains. If you want to go east, you're pretty much going to be on the 101 freeway. So location is a big part of this. Now, what are some of the other reasons? Well, we have some great shopping and great dining along Ventura Boulevard. Ventura Boulevard is the main artery, it is the heart of the valley, and along that corridor is pretty much where most of your shopping is along in the valley. And in Encino, you have, as far as markets go, you have Amazon Fresh, you've got Ralph's Market, and you've got local conveniences like CVS, you've got a city Target that was newly built, and you've got tons of restaurants from all cultural aspects, which is really cool. I love that part of Encino. You can get pretty much any type of food you want any time of the day, which is awesome. As a reminder, I'm Dave Fine with the Real Estate Dads right here in Los Angeles. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. We do tons of videos of what it's like to live, work, and play right here in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. So make sure you subscribe and tap the bell to get notified every time we drop a new video, and hit that like button if you like what you see. Also, feel free to comment below for anything I've missed or anything you would like to see. We're getting tons of people reaching out to us from all over the country, actually all over the world, for people that are thinking about making the move to LA. So if you are considering that relocation, make sure you reach out to us. Hit us up with a phone call, text, email, however which way, and we'll get you covered when you move into LA. Now, if you're looking for nightlife, Encino may not be for you because we don't really have a lot of bars and clubs, and restaurants don't stay open very late. But if you're looking for more for that suburban feel, like I was with my wife, we were going to be starting a family, we wanted to be a little bit away from it, away from the action. Encino is a great spot. Now, if you go into the hills of Encino, you've got some amazing properties, some fantastic estates, large lots, great homes, spectacular views of the valley, and you can cut over right into the West LA area like UCLA and Brentwood fairly easily, so it makes access to anything you want on the west side very easy. There's hiking trails in Encino, which make it a pretty special space as well. There's also a large park system, Lake Balboa Park in the Sepulveda Basin Sports Complex. So if you are someone that likes the outdoors, like my family and I, we're into sports. We're also into walking and running. then you will love the park system. There's a man-made lake at the Lake Balboa Park where you can do swan boats. They've got picnic areas. There's fishing there. I don't know if I recommend it, but there is. There's RC boat racing in this lake. There is open space. There's BMX paths. There's jogging paths. They have events here. There's also sports complex like basketball, indoor basketball gym, volleyball courts, outdoor basketball courts. They've got a tennis complex, massive soccer complex right there in the Encino area. In fact, the neighborhood that I lived in has an access to the park, direct access, so I can literally just walk 1 block down in my neighborhood and cut over and I'm in the park. So pretty special place to be. Now, as far as housing goes, it's one of the more expensive areas of the valley. And so you have a median sales price of $2 million. And you have a price range of $700,000 to all the way up to $8 million. So those higher price tag homes, your $3 million up to $8 million, those are going to be in the hills. You're going to have land. You could have some views. If you're in the flats of Encino, you are on the lower end of that range. So it really does depend on whether you're going to be in the hills or south of Ventura Boulevard, or if you're going to be north of Ventura Boulevard in the flats. That'll determine where the house falls in the price range. Now, the next community we're going to be talking about is Porter Ranch. Now, Porter Ranch is located in the northern part of the San Fernando Valley, surrounded by neighborhoods like Granada Hills, Northridge, Chatsworth, and to the north would be the Santa Susana Mountains. Now, why is Porter Ranch so popular with its residents? Well, part of it is its own little oasis in the San Fernando Valley, and it's basically like a planned community. And on the newer side, there's a lot of new development in residential and commercial all throughout Porter Ranch. Now, Porter Ranch sits in the hills, the lower part of the hills of the Santa Susana Mountains. So you're a bit elevated from the rest of the San Fernando Valley on that northern end. So you're a little bit away from it all, having a sense of space and elevation above the rest of the communities. Now, Porter Ranch is almost a perfect mix of outdoor lifestyle with modern day shopping. So Porter Ranch being in the hills, almost every community has its own access point to some sort of hiking trailhead or the park system. And there's plenty of parks and open space and greenland because you are elevated in the hills. And you can find bike paths, walking paths, hiking trails, open space for playing sports, tossing the frisbee, having a nice picnic out in the sun. It is just this beautiful open space that you don't really get in many parts of the San Fernando Valley. And again, because you are in that northern tip, that's what allows for that. Now let's talk about shopping. Because there's more space out in the Porter Ranch area, there is more space for commercial development, and there are 2 large shopping centers there. Now, the first and more newly built of these shopping centers is called the Vineyards at Porter Ranch, and as the name suggests, there are actual vineyards along this shopping center, which is it's a pretty cool sight to see. You can actually watch grapes growing that are used by local wineries, local vineyards that create wines for the area. To me, that's pretty unique and something that you just don't usually see while shopping. Now, what type of shopping can you find here? Well, you name it, it's going to be there. From restaurants like barbecue places, sandwich shops, burger spots. You've got Whole Foods Market there. You've got nail salons. You've got gyms. You've got a yoga studio. You actually have an urgent care there as well. So for anything that you need, it's going to be there. Now, you also have a newly built AMC movie theater there, which they do kind of a dinner, a dining and movie experience there. They also have a bar, which is pretty neat for those that like to experience movies that way. So the Vineyard is actually pretty special right there in the center of Porter Ranch. Now, the other shopping center you have in Porter Ranch is called the Porter Ranch Town Center, where you're going to find places like Best Buy, Bath and Body Works, Walmart, CVS, Ralph's Supermarket, and you're going to find restaurants like Islands, In-N-Out Burger, Pieology, Mediterranean food and Japanese food, and more. So plenty to do at the Porter Ranch Town Center. Now, these are 2 major shopping centers right in Porter Ranch. So you've got plenty of shopping, plenty of eating. Now, as far as nightlife, Porter Ranch is probably not going to be the place for you. You'd have to go further south into like Sherman Oaks, Studio City, or even maybe Woodland Hills a little bit if you drive south along the Topanga Boulevard. Now, location-wise, commute, given that you're in that northern end of the valley, is going to be pretty brutal. Now, the traffic itself around Porter Ranch is not too bad. The 118 freeway doesn't get too congested, but again, If you're trying to get south or east, you're going to have to touch that 405 freeway, which can get pretty backed up right around that area. Now, going back to the location of Porter Ranch, if you're going to be commuting to downtown Los Angeles or the west side of Los Angeles, Porter Ranch may not be the option for you because your commute's going to be most likely over an hour. So if you're living in Porter Ranch, you're going to probably be wanting to work somewhere in the San Fernando Valley, keeping it a little bit closer, cutting down on your commute drive. Because in order to get south, you're going to go into that 405 freeway and run into quite a bit of traffic. Now, as far as business opportunities and careers go in Porter Ranch, there's not a really big major business center in Porter Ranch. You're going to probably head down into Woodland Hills for that, maybe Chatsworth, or along the Ventura Boulevard corridor, like Encino and Sherman Oaks and Studio City. So what is home pricing like in Porter Ranch? Well, that's going to depend on the community that you're going to be living in, of course, whether it's gated or not or newly built. But the median price range for a home in Porter Ranch is around $1.3 million. And the price range is between $700,000 and $2.8 million. So if you're looking for that oasis, kind of that planned community feel, gated community feel, up above it all in the San Fernando Valley, Porter Ranch may be the spot for you. Now, the next community on the list is going to be Granada Hills. Now, Granada Hills is also in the northern part of the San Fernando Valley.
From Granada Hill!
And it is just adjacent to Porter Ranch. It is just east of Porter Ranch. To the south, you have communities like Northridge. And to the north, you have the Santa Susana Mountains. In fact, the Granada Hills is situated right at the base of the Santa Susana Mountains. Now, Granada Hills is growing in popularity. And the difference between Granada Hills and Porter Ranch is you don't have that planned community feel. So if you don't like that planned community feel, then Granada Hills would be an option for you because it is similar to Porter Ranch in that it is a great mix of outdoor activities and shopping. Because you are at the base of the Santa Susana Mountains, you have plenty of access to parkland, hiking trails, biking trails, walking paths, and beautiful settings along the backdrop of the mountainside. Now, as far as location goes, again, you're not going to be driving into downtown in West LA all that often, most likely, because it's going to be about an hour or so commute. But if you don't need to be in those places, then Granada Hills is a great option. And you can always go north about a 15-minute drive to Santa Clarita, which has a lot of new development, new shopping, new residential areas if you want to get out of the Granada Hills and the San Fernando Valley area. Now, because you are in the hills, as mentioned, you have beautiful space, beautiful land, and lots of views from many places in Granada Hills. Now, there is a flat portion of Granada Hills, which is going to be a little less expensive, a good entry point to get into the area. But for the most part, most of the homes are going to be in those foothill areas. And the schools there in Granada Hills come highly desirable. They've got good ratings, but not just the ratings. The parents and the community and the vibe all rally around Granada Hills School, making it a very community-based educational system and education program there. Now, I did mention outdoor activities, so if you are an outdoor enthusiast or just like to be out in nature and have space, it is actually home to the second largest park in Los Angeles, only second to Griffith Park, and that is O'Melveny Park with over 600 acres of open space. Great for picnics, great for hiking, great for just lounging and leisure. It's a fantastic spot. You can just kind of get lost there, and you can't really do it all in one day, obviously, so many reasons to go back. You also have Aliso Canyon Park, which is another vast and expansive parkland area. And again, you get all of this because you are in the foothills of the Santa Susana Mountains. Now, if you are also into shopping, Granada Hills has you covered. We have the Granada Village, where you can find your markets like Sprouts. They also have a TJ Maxx there and a Home Goods, along with some food and other types of shopping. And again, as I mentioned, you're just a 15-minute drive north to the Santa Clarita Valley, which has plenty of new commercial spots and great shopping there as well. So Granada Hills, another great blend of outdoor activities and shopping. Now let's talk about home prices. Now, the median home price in Granada Hills is around $920,000, so you can see it's a little bit less than Porter Ranch, even though it's right adjacent to it. And the price range is $520,000 to about $2.6 million. So if you are looking for that oasis that doesn't feel like it's a planned community, then Granada Hills may be the spot for you. All right, the next neighborhood on the list is Woodland Hills. Now, Woodland Hills is located in the southwestern part of the San Fernando Valley, which is bordered by the Santa Monica Mountains to the south, really close to Calabasas, and runs along Topanga Canyon Boulevard and Ventura Boulevard. Now, why is it so popular? Why do the residents love there? Well, much like Porter Ranch and Granada Hills, it is a great mix of outdoor lifestyle and shopping. And Woodland Hills actually is becoming the kind of the mecca of the San Fernando Valley. So we're going to start with the shopping and entertainment portion of Woodland Hills because it has been revitalized over the last 10 years. Westfield Mall is there and the Village. Now these are a combination of an indoor kind of traditional shopping center, massive, plenty of stores including a Target, and an outdoor shopping area in the Village, which also houses Costco. Now between these two, the Westfield Shopping Mall and the Village, you can find anything and everything from fine dining to casual eats to fine shopping to bargain shopping. It is all there. It is fantastic, especially during the holidays. They really make it festive. You can really make multiple day trips there and not cover it all. That's how much shopping that there is there. Now, there also is a newly built Amazon Fresh for your markets, which is right across from the Village. There is also some great dining and shopping just along Topanga Canyon Boulevard that's not part of the Village or Westfield Shopping. You also have the Warner Center, which is a combination business park and shopping. Now, Woodland Hills is really special and unique in that it is one of those places where you can live and work in the same spot because Warner Center and other surrounding areas of Woodland Hills, there are plenty of businesses that are located there, from professional services to entertainment to digital marketing and so forth. Now, if shopping centers aren't your thing, you're not into the Westfield Mall, you're not in the Village, you're not in the Warner Center, you can find plenty of shopping and great food along Ventura Boulevard. So as you can see, Woodland Hills has no shortage of shopping, entertainment, food, whatever it is you need is right there for you. So Woodland Hills is unique in that you probably don't have to endure the amount of traffic that you normally would if you live in other parts of the San Fernando Valley, because you can literally work and play right in one neighborhood. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest news items in Woodland Hills, and that is the Los Angeles Rams owner, Stan Kroenke, recently bought a large piece of land just south of the Village in Woodland Hills to make it the Rams practice facility, Rams headquarters. This is going to bring in so much revitalization to Woodland Hills, not that it needs it because it's already been through it, but it's just going to bring that much more popularity to the Woodland Hills area. Now, let's talk about those outdoor activities that I mentioned. You have the Warner Center Park, which is concerts in the parks on the weekends, which is incredible. The community really rallies around that. It's a really cool vibe. They also do special events during the holidays. You also have the Topanga State Park, which is not technically part of Woodland Hills. It's part of Topanga, but it's literally right in your backyard. So especially if you live in the southern port of Woodland Hills, which is south of Ventura Boulevard, you have easy access to Topanga State Park. Plenty of hiking. You've got great overlooks of the San Fernando Valley, beautiful during the sunsets. You've got great walking trails, great biking, and you can cut across the Topanga Canyon corridor all the way down into the Santa Monica beaches, putting you right at the beautiful Pacific Ocean. So Woodland Hills, again, is a great mecca for the San Fernando Valley, and it's just ever growing in popularity. Now let's talk about housing. What is it going to cost for you to buy a home there? Now the median sales price for Woodland Hills is around $1.2 million, and the price ranges anywhere between $580,000 to $3.2 million. All right, the last community on our list is going to be Chatsworth. Now Chatsworth is located in the northwestern part of the San Fernando Valley, bordered by Porter Ranch to the north, Canoga Park to the south, and Northridge to the east.
Chatsworth!
Now, if you're looking for that nightlife or luxury shopping, Chatsworth isn't going to be the place for you, but it does make up for it in its tranquil and peaceful urban oasis feel, where you've got a lot of natural aspects that you can enjoy in the San Fernando Valley. If you are looking for the shopping, don't worry, you can just go south real quick to Woodland Hills. It's not that far of a trip, maybe about 5 minutes, 10 minutes best, and you have your luxury shopping. But if you don't want to live within that type of lifestyle where there's a lot of people kind of coming into your community as that mecca like Woodland Hills is, then Chatsworth is probably going to be your option. Now, Chatsworth does have a lot of natural beauty. It's peaceful, it's quiet, and it's actually one of very few locations that has equestrian properties. Yes, you can actually have horses on your property because it does butt up against a lot of nature preserves where you can literally just take your horse from your home and take it along the trails up into the hills for some great hiking or great riding along with your horse, making it extremely unique in the San Fernando Valley and Los Angeles in general. Why it's become so popular with its residents and so many people are wanting to move there is because more and more people are wanting to kind of move away from the hustle and bustle of Los Angeles, the hustle of the San Fernando Valley. So when you move here, you can actually be away from a lot of the congestion. And mainly it's because of its very low density and kind of spaced out properties, where you will hear more dogs barking than you will horns honking from cars. So let's talk a little bit about some of these natural places, these settings, and these parklands. You have the Santa Susana Pass State Park along with Stony Point Park. Now, both of these give you tremendous options for hiking and leisure walks. And what's really cool is the actual natural settings that you'll see here that are pretty unique to the land itself. Now, both of these places really show off the uniqueness of the geography in Chatsworth, where they have these large boulders, these huge rock formations that really you don't see in too many places along the San Fernando Valley. You really have to be in that Chatsworth area. It really provides this really cool juxtaposition with the city behind it and the rock formations in front of it. And it's just a spectacular view when you go there, whether you're during the day or going for those sunsets or even the sunrise if you're an early morning riser. Highly recommend Chatsworth if you're someone who wants to be in the San Fernando Valley, be away from all the congestion of the shopping centers and the urban centers, and still be close enough to where you can easily take a quick drive into it, but you want to be right in the heart of great hiking, great parks. Chatsworth is going to be that spot for you. Now, Chatsworth does have a newly developed area which does offer a little bit of a luxury lifestyle, and that is called Deer Lake Ranch. It is newly built within the last few years. This is not quite like a planned community, but it is a planned neighborhood where you have new luxury homes, you have a rec center, beautiful pool that overlooks the valley, you have game rooms, you've got parkland, you've got hiking trails, walking trails, you can actually access horse property from it. So it is upscale living in Chatsworth, which is fairly new to the community. So if you are looking for that, but don't want to again be in the heart of shopping, then again, Chatsworth has a great option for you. Now, let's talk about home prices in Chatsworth. Now, the median sales price in Chatsworth is around $1.1 million, and the price ranges between $450,000 to $2.8 million. So if you are thinking about making that move to the San Fernando Valley, again, this list is some of the more popular neighborhoods in the western part of the San Fernando Valley, west of the 405 freeway. Stay tuned for another video for me to tell you some of the more popular neighborhoods east of the 405 freeway. Again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Please also subscribe and hit that bell if you want to get notified every time we drop a new video. Please reach out to us if you are thinking about relocating. We love making these videos, but I also love helping people make that move even more so. Well, we'll see you on the next one.